Hi there. Good morning. Welcome to Ridge Haven Life. My name is Ian, and in this video, I'd like to share the top 5 things that I've learned since transitioning to this lifestyle over the past couple of years. When my late husband Ron and I transitioned to living up here in the mountains of Mendocino County of Northern California, we were city boys. We did not have really much experience in what this lifestyle would entail. We came up here for 2 things. One was to grow our own food in the wonderful greenhouses that were on the property, and the second was to live in the woods, to live in a peaceful, majestic environment where we could, just live in peace and enjoy our time. We knew that there were things that we did not know about what this lifestyle would entail. And we explicitly talked about it, mentioned, like, if we knew what we were getting ourselves into, we may not have dove in as eagerly as we did. So now, with the benefit of hindsight and experience, I kind of want to share some of those things that I've learned that we did not know when we started off on this adventure. So, the first thing that now seems incredibly obvious just has to do with having a property of this size in a steeply graded terrain where it rains a lot. Um, Things like the driveway, the ditches, the culverts, and kind of knowing how the water flows as it rains, what it takes to maintain a driveway, a gravel driveway that's pretty long. Just making sure that the driveway stays free of debris, so that as you drive over it, the forest debris, the leaves, the branches, don't kind of start displacing the gravel on purpose. Because then when you start displacing the gravel, that kind of then you displace more gravel, and then when it rains, that pools, and it just can have very much a cascading effect. So you just want to have a base level of maintenance, and getting the leaves off the road during the fall season, when there's a good windstorm or a rain or snow that causes a lot of debris to fall onto the road, very much requires active management, so that things don't become a problem and are able to last a lot longer. And the ditches that go alongside the driveway, making sure that those are clear when it's raining. Just actively monitoring the ditches to make sure that things are running clear. No dams are building up. That could overflow or burst and cause some issues. Making sure that the culverts are free of debris, so that the water, as it's cascading down the mountainside, can go under the road through to the next ditch as it cascades down. Um, Lots of sort of basic things of just how to maintain the integrity of some basic infrastructure, like a road, just something that just was not appreciated before. So, with the benefit of hindsight, the second thing is also incredibly obvious, and that is becoming a woodsman. The idea of living in the woods, and then having a developed relationship with wood in its various forms, is a natural byproduct of this lifestyle that we had chosen for ourselves. And so, appreciating wood in its various forms, as redwood trees, as pine, Douglas fir trees, as logs that can be milled into slabs or lumber, as firewood that's in that giant pile back there, covered in the tarp. Appreciating the different types of trees and their different properties: the pine, the redwood, the oak, the bay, the maple, just their various properties as a tree, the leaves, how they grow, how they fall, how you should chop them down, how to burn them in fires, and just the importance of having a chainsaw in keeping the forest clean, the importance of burn piles to get rid of forest debris. Once you cut down a tree, what do you do with the wood? And kind of making things that it continues to be a healthy, balanced environment, while also appreciating that wood is a resource. Wood, there's no other place in the universe that wood is known to exist besides here. So diamonds, they're everywhere. They are not special in the universe, but wood very much is, and that's something that I very much have enjoyed, kind of learning to appreciate even more with this lifestyle. All right. So the next aspect of life that was not appreciated before is the opportunity to be a steward of the land, a steward of the forest. This area was heavily logged of redwoods over 100 years ago, and it's a large property. So there's a large bit of wilderness, a large bit of forest here. That there's the opportunity to develop a long-term vision of what is this property, what this land is going to look like in the future. So things like reforesting areas that don't have much tree cover right now, expanding the redwood forest. So, for example, in that little bit right there, there are a couple of redwoods. There's a fairy circle of redwoods. But in this area on the other side of the road are no redwoods. So we've got redwoods in our redwood nursery, little babies that will be, kind of planting on this hillside up here. And the fruit tree orchard, that is something that for generations in the future, might be able to enjoy, the apricots, the apples, however those trees can develop and thrive and survive. And just that aspect of thinking for the long term, and what does that mean today, and balancing against all the other things that are going on around here. What should that look like, and work towards for that long term future. All right. So the next aspect of my Ridgehaven life that was not on my radar prior to moving to the mountains is the idea of living in the wilderness. I had visited the wilderness quite a bit before moving up here. I had hiked to many waterfalls in Marin County, north of San Francisco. Hiked the Ray Lakes Loop in the Sierra Mountains. Backpacked along the Lost Coast of Northern California. And so I had a fair amount of experience in a natural environment, to have that nature therapy, to escape from the city and get that. But living in a more wilderness setting is not comparable to just visiting on a weekend, or maybe a week-long backpacking trip or something like that. To live here and experience on a daily basis how the seasons change, how the sun sets on a slightly different position on the horizon each day as you move between the solstices. Um, Living amongst the redwoods that are right outside your front door, and not needing to get in your car and drive for an hour just to go see them after battling traffic. The connection with the natural world is so much more immersive. That was just not on my radar, and it is just a wonderful byproduct of moving into this lifestyle. All right. So the fifth and final aspect of life that was not on my radar has to do with the change in mindset. Living in this sort of an environment, there's really not a lot of comparability with city life. The degree of situational awareness that is required here is just a different order of magnitude. How you go about your day-to-day activities, how you prioritize what needs to get done, what you want to get done, is all very different, different set of criteria, when you're in this environment, when there's so much that you cannot control, and yet there is also so much that you can control. A level of flexibility, because things will happen, and there are times when those things that happen are because of things that you did wrong, or didn't know, or didn't think things through. So there's a learning posture for everything that that is required. While also it's important to maintain a sense of accomplishment. You're constantly looking around and saying like, oh, needs to be done, this needs to be done, this isn't done. That's not the right approach, because there are many things that can get done, and you're still not done. Um, so that it is very much a journey, in developing this property, and the mindset needs to adjust, and just most importantly, overall, balancing the work, because there are always things that will need to be done and that you want to get done, but also stop and smell the roses, stand next to the redwoods, touch the grass, stand there and watch the sunset. All of those are equally important to tending to the greenhouses, or making sure that the orchard is getting what's needed, and whatnot. So kind of that holistic approach, is very much a journey, and it's got to be sustainable. And yes, there is stuff to be done, but what a place to do it, and you got to appreciate that as well. All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you enjoyed kind of hearing some things that I've learned about myself and this relatively new living environment that I find myself in. And maybe found some inspiration, and realizing so much can be unknown when you're pursuing a dream, and that's okay. Keep going, stay flexible, learn and grow. So, all right. Well, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy and take care.